today's world, we are in a crisis. Our great God, Yahweh, the creator of all things, immutable, omnipotent, and eternal, is under attack, and in defending him, so are we. And this is by his very own Orthodox Church. The greatness of God is not safe. Join us and our late founder Nestorius in protecting the holy, eternal nature of our Lord through acknowledging the separate divine and human aspects of Jesus Christ. The Church today is using the word Theotokos, or God-bearer, when referring to Mother Mary. But the early Church Fathers never used the word Theotokos. So why should you? That's right, you shouldn't. Like the Church Fathers understood, Mary didn't give birth to God. She gave birth to the human Jesus Christ, and so the word Christotokos, giver of birth to Christ, is a much more accurate way to describe Mary, since she birthed the human part of Jesus, but she did not birth God, as Theotokos implies. Join us, the Nestorians, in recognizing the truth that both the divine and human parts of Christ are separate, but truly existing within Jesus.
We, the Christian churches originally from Persia, have the true Christology in our Christian theological doctrine, and that we, following our leader Nestorius, emphasize this distinction between the human and divine natures of Jesus. We have a very widespread following all across the globe with roots in the East. Our churches appear in Arabia, India, Tibet, Malabar, Turkestan, and Cyprus. We were condemned as a heretical group at the Council of Ephesus, but this has not diminished our followers' faith in the true truth of Christianity. Many have been wronged before us, and many will be wronged after us. Defamation does not define our people. Our good faith and dedication to the Lord does.
Think about what will happen if people use the term Theotokos, which means giver of birth to God. People will think that a human, Mary, birthed the creator God of all the entire universe. As our founder Nestorius said, God isn't 2 or 3 months old. Since being birthed from Mary, he is regarded as being eternal and infinite. At the beginning and not born out of a woman, he created women and the thousands of men and women before Mary gave birth to the human part of Jesus Christ. We don't want people confusing the divine part of Jesus as coming from Mary. So ditch that misleading term, Theotokos, and follow the right way of referring to God, the Nestorian way. Mary is sacred. Jesus is both divine and human, but his natures are just separate. We are rationally explaining the incarnation of the divine Logos, Jesus. We are the Nestorian Church. Our Western neighbors call us Nestorians, after our founder Nestorius, who was born in Turkey and died in Egypt.
A true disciple of the school of Antioch, Nestorius followed the Christology of Diodorus of Taurus and Theodore of Mopsuestia. Both of these inspirational men were Sicilian bishops and strict opponents of Arianism. Some people may contend we have gone too far in countering Arianism, but in fact, the Orthodox have not gone far enough. We are doing God's work in uprooting the true heretics. Like Jesus in Matthew 10:22, "You will be hated by everyone on account of my name, but the one who perseveres to the end will be saved." Take up your cross and join us in persevering for the truth about Jesus and our Lord. As Jesus said in Matthew 5:10, "Rejoice and be glad, for your reward in heaven is great." Nestorius was a man of God. With truly humble beginnings, our founder began his holy journey as a monk living in a monastery not too far from St. Euprepius. After being ordained as a priest, Nestorius was selected for nomination by the Eastern Roman Emperor Theodosius II. With an emperor behind your back, anything can be achieved. You would be hard-pressed to find a superior endorsement. The position for which he was nominated, Patriarch of Constantinople. The great Nestorius was the successor to Sicinius in the year 428. Our founder was a devout man of God, and a man who possessed a unique zeal for the persecution of heresy. How could a man who eliminated heretics be a heretic himself? He went so far as to cause the destruction of an Arian chapel. As bishop, our founder persuaded Emperor Theodosius to issue an edict against heresy. Does that sound like a heretic?
Our religion should be the dominant form of Christianity. It does not make sense that someone can be human and divine because humanity and divinity are two separate things. If Mary was not divine, then how could she have given birth to something fully divine? She was only capable of producing his human side. Our beliefs logically combine Jesus' divine and human aspects.
We have spent our time fighting for the true nature of Christ. Join us in recognizing the eternal nature of our Creator to better understand Christian doctrine for the good of the future of our world. Join us. Join the truth. Join the Nestorian way. Welcome to the family.